Hey there guys, welcome to the next video here on the channel. I wanted to take this opportunity to show you guys some of these new tapes. Some of them are in retailers and some of them are still making their way to retailers, so you can definitely start to look for these if you're trying to find them in a lot of your local stores that you typically get your tapes. So let's get started here. Now, a huge thank you to Duck Brand for allowing me to show you these tapes in advance. Like I said, some of them are out, some of them are still making their way out to retailers. So let's start with the first two Halloween ones. You've probably seen in your local stores. The first one I showed in a video yesterday, and the Scary Chevron is also this one here. So these are the two Halloween prints for this year, Ghoul and the Gang and Scary Chevron. I'm sure you guys recognize this from the zigzag pattern. It's the same exact pattern except with different colors, and it kind of has, purple, orange, and green with a black in between, which looks really cool. So definitely a very cool print, and it goes great with the Ghoul and the Gang print, which you can see right here with the all black background and kind of the same colors but with different like skeletons and ghosts and stuff like that. So definitely two cool prints for this Halloween. Now let's move on to some of the other ones that are just making their way out to retailers or haven't been quite released just yet. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what all of the official names for these are, but I have heard some rumors going around, so I'm going to try to give it my best shot, and I'll have to go back and, correct the video with annotations once I find out their official names. We'll start off with the Neon Houndstooth, or the Rainbow Houndstooth, I guess you could call it. This one's really cool. It's got kind of a rainbow pattern going off in a diagonal here. It doesn't have a red, but you can tell it's definitely kind of a rainbow, kind of a pastel rainbow design. That's what the front looks like, by the way. Pretty cool, the new packaging, of course. It does have a whole bunch of the Houndstooth, but they're kind of like almost like a digitized Houndstooth, so it kind of looks like the Space Invaders or something from the old Space Invaders game. So I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely an easy pattern to line up. You can see it repeats itself going straight up, and of course if you look at the I'll try to see from purple to purple, it's probably about 5 inches or so, so it's not too hard to line up, and of course it's really easy because you can see exactly where it does line up if you're trying to make one continuous stream of the pattern. So that's the Neon Houndstooth or the Rainbow Houndstooth. You can check your local stores for this pretty soon, like Walmart, AC Moore, Michaels, Target sometimes has the new tapes, so you can definitely try to find that pretty soon. The next one I want to show you is one called Emerald Tile, I believe. It's this really cool kind of a simple, elegant design called Emerald Tile. You can see what it looks like on the front here. A little bit different than the traditional, swoop pattern on some of the newer prints, but you can see the preview of the roll. Or all of these are 10 yards, by the way, just in case you guys were wondering. All of the printed rolls are typically 10 yards. So this is what it looks like. It's got that cool background green color. It's a little bit darker than it is on the camera. It's a little bit lighter than it is in when I'm holding it here, but it does have that cool green background, kind of a cross between the dark green and the lime green, kind of like maybe towards the dark green on the color wheel, but it definitely has a cool background. It's got these cool, these tiles, as you can see, that goes all the way through the pattern. Not a terribly complex pattern, but I do like the elegant kind of style that they went for with this, and I think a wallet would look really cool if you kind of made it with no fold over lines. It just had this solid pattern going around, so definitely a cool print, and you can check your local retailers for this one coming out pretty soon as well. The last two I want to show you are Gummy Bears, and this is a new music print. I'm not exactly sure what this one's called just yet. It does say punk, and it has a whole bunch of punk music, I guess. I'm just going to call it punk music for now until I find out the official name. This is what they both look like. You got that swirl once again, the preview of the roll, new packaging. Starting with the Gummy Bears, 10 yards of course, this is what it looks like. It's got a whole bunch of really cool gummy bear designs all over it. Kind of looks like someone just stuck gummy bears all over a duct tape roll, which is really cool. You got red ones, kind of like a ghostly green color, dark green, yellow, purple, blue. I think all the different colors are represented here, except maybe the white one. Maybe the light green one is supposed to be the white one. But it does look like a really cool, colorful print. I think a wallet or a purse made out of this would look really neat with just all those colors just coming together. And I think it's pretty easy to line up because it kind of just blends together. I'm not sure if it actually does purposely line up, but it would be pretty easy to line up just based on the colors that are all used in it. So let's work on the second one, which is punk music, I'm going to call it. It's got a really cool kind of tile background. I don't know if you can see it, but there's kind of like little squares in there on kind of like a light grayish color. This one has a whole bunch of little cool things like safety pins. It's got a skull with a mohawk on it, like a jukebox, or not a jukebox, like an old boombox kind of thing. cassette, TV, music notes, a few thought bubbles or speech bubbles. It's got a whole bunch of cool different things thrown in there. I think it would look really cool with a just as a wallet or something like that. I'm not sure if it lines up. Let's see. Probably every 3 inches or so. And then, yeah, it looks like the skull, based on the skulls around here, it looks like it line up every 3 or 4 inches or so, depending on when you're trying to stick it. So that's the new punk music, I'm going to call it for now. And I think it's a pretty cool print. It's definitely one of the more recent music-themed prints. We had that iHeart Music one a little while ago, and then the rock tape way back in the day. So that's the new one there. Alright, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. As I said before, all these prints are slowly making their way out to retailers pretty soon, or in the process of being released. All except for these two here. These have been out for a little while now. They might be a little difficult to find because they're specific to a certain holiday, but the rest of them here, the rainbow or neon houndstooth, the gummy bears, the punk music, and the emerald tile will be making their way to stores pretty soon. So definitely try to check all your local stores. Sometimes you can call a lot of the areas that you normally check with duct tape and ask them if they have it. Sometimes you kind of have to describe the roll, which is a little difficult because there's so many of them now, but sometimes they can check for you and they can tell you if they have a few rolls. They might even be able to save a few for you if you're going to go over that same day or something. So I hope you guys liked the video. I'll catch you next time on the channel pretty soon for a time lapse tonight, so catch you then.